Stories of the Bible.
Hello everyone. Bunny and I thought it would be nice to listen to a story before we have a go at making something. We thought we'd read the story of Easter together. We're going to read it from this book, The Promised One. I'll make sure I show you the pictures too. It's called The Wonderful Story of Easter. Jesus was making a stir. He made sick people well. He made food for thousands out of almost nothing. He cared for the lonely and the needy. He was like no one else, and the people loved him. At festival time, Jesus rode into the city of Jerusalem on a young donkey. As the crowd saw him coming, they welcomed him with shouts of joy. "Here comes God on earth," they cried. But not everyone was cheering. "Who does he think he is?" the religious leaders grumbled jealously. When Jesus saw the festival stalls in the temple, he was frustrated. "You should be here to meet with God, but you are only here to make money. How dare you turn this special place into an ordinary market?" The religious leaders could stand it no longer. Jesus was showing them up. He had to go. Now, Jesus had 12 close friends who believed with all their hearts that he was God on earth, the promised one they'd been waiting for. One evening he told them sadly, "The time is almost here when one of you will turn against me. But remember, these things are all part of God's plan. This bread and this wine are to remind you of my body and my blood. When you meet together, think of me as you eat and drink them." Jesus took 3 friends to a quiet garden to pray. "Father, I know how terrible the next few days will be for me. If it is possible, please change this. But you always know best, so I will do whatever you ask." The sound of footsteps and light of torches interrupted the still darkness. His close friend Judas was leading the way. Jesus knew they had come to arrest him. All night long, the religious leaders questioned and accused Jesus. "Are you the promised one? Do you really think you're God on earth?" Finally, they marched him to the local ruler, Pilate. "This man's making trouble," they said. "He claims to be the Son of God. He must be silenced." "Are you really God on earth?" Pilate asked. But Jesus didn't say a word. "Take him away," Pilate said at last. Jesus was led to a hill outside the city where he was nailed to a cross. His friends were devastated. They thought Jesus was the promised one. They thought he was God on earth. How could he let this happen? But Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "My task is complete." The earth rumbled loudly. The sky went dark, and Jesus died. 2 days later, Jesus' friends went to the tomb where he'd been laid. But the heavy stone was rolled aside, and Jesus' body was no longer there. A shining angel was waiting for them. You thought that this was the end, but it is only the beginning, the angel said. God always has a plan. Jesus was dead, but he is alive again. In the days that followed, Jesus met with many of his friends, and he told them, "You thought that I had come for you in this place at this time. But God's plans are bigger than you know. I came for everyone, everywhere, all of the time." And that is the end of our story. And it reminds us that Jesus came for us too, and that Jesus is alive. One of the pictures in that story was of the stone being rolled away from the tomb to say that Jesus isn't dead anymore, that he beat death and that he came back to life because death was not stronger than Jesus. I thought you might like to have a go at making your own garden with the open tomb to say Jesus is alive. So, Enna has made a special garden and we can have a look. She has used all sorts of different kinds of food and she's put them on her plate to make a beautiful picture that looks just like a garden. And then when you finished, you, if you make one, will be able to eat the Easter garden once you've taken a picture of it. So have a go and let me know how you get on with your garden. You might even want to send me a picture on the Supergang Facebook page so that I can see your beautiful garden. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. From Bunny and me, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.